Hello everyone, Namaskar. Myself Dr. Ramhit Chopal, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Patna College, Patna University. I am here to deliver lecture on the critical assessment of the play Hayavadana by Girish Karnad. This lecture will consist of two parts. In the first part, I will talk about the source and the summary of the play, and the second part of my lecture will consist of the thematic analysis of the play. Let us start. Hayavadana, the third play of Girish Karnad, is a study in existentialism. Originally written in Kannada in 1970, the play earned a great acclaim both on the stage and amongst the readers. In 1971, Karnad translated it into English, which was published in Inact in 1975. Let us come to the source of the play. The story of the play Hayavadana is derived from the sixth story in the Vetala Panch Vinsati of Somdeva's Kathasarit Sagar. In the original tale, there is a moral dilemma amongst the characters. There is a beautiful woman who is married to a washerman. The husband sacrifices his head in the temple of goddess Kali, which is followed by her brother, who also sacrifices his head to the goddess. When woman approaches the temple and sees the beheaded body of her husband and her brother, she also prepares to offer her head to the goddess. The goddess appears and stops the woman. She provides her a boon and says that if the women would put the heads on the beheaded bodies, the men would come alive. The woman by mistake mixes up the heads. Now the great dilemma before her is who is her husband, whether the man with her husband's body or the man with her husband's head would be her husband. They approach the king Vikramaditya, who resolves the problem by deciding that since the head is superior among the body, so the man with her husband's head would be her husband. Karnad borrowed the materials for his play Hayavadana through Thomas Mann's reworking of the original tale in his transposed heads. Because of the Western influence on the playwright, Mann ridicules the concept of differentiating between body and mind and considers body as a fit instrument for the fulfillment of human destiny. Karnad, following the influence of Indian philosophy, tries to prove the superiority of the head over body in each play Hayavadana. Both the main plot and the subplot deal with the moral and philosophical aspect of the modern problem, raising more important issues relating to the human existence. Let us come to the summary of the play. The play starts with a very traditional opening, that is, with the worship of Lord Ganesha, and introduces three characters of the main plot: Devdatta, Kapila, and Padmini. These three major characters are introduced by Bhagavata, the Sutradhar or narrator of the play. Devdatta is the son of the Brahmin Reverend Vidyasagar of the city of Dharampura. Devdatta has been presented as a man of intellect. Kapila is the son of ironsmith Lohita and has been presented as a man of physical prowess. Devdatta and Kapila are bosom friends. Their friendship is quite popular in the whole city of Dharampura, and their friendship has always been compared with that of Rama Lakshmana and Rama and Lakshmana and Balram, like this. As the play progresses, we find that Devadatta falls in love with Padmini and requests Kapila to mediate his marriage with Padmini. Kapila successfully mediates the marriage of Padmini and Devadatta. After marriage, Kapila keeps on visiting Devadatta, which irritates him, and this irritation is further aggravated by Padmini's admiration of Kapila's body even in the presence of Devdatta. This act from Padmini annoys Devdatta, who starts to have a jealousy and hatred for Kapila. In due course of the play, the three characters plan a trip to go on an excursion, but Devdatta does not want to accompany Kapila with them. Padmini does not agree and keep on insisting that Devdatta should also follow them. For the sake of his wife, Devdatta agrees and the three starts for the trip. Devdata gets tired and wants to take rest, whereas Padmini and Kapila want to enjoy each other's company. They leave Devdata alone and go together for an outing. When Devdata did not see them, his doubt got intensified. Not able to bear the pangs of jealousy, he went to the temple of goddess Kali and sacrifices his head to the goddess. When Padmini and Kapila return, they find him missing. After searching, Kapila finds him dead in the temple, fearing that people will hold him responsible for his death. He too beheads himself. Kapila also cuts his head. Padmini reaches the site and finds her husband and his friend uh, beheaded bodies. In confusion and horror, she starts blaming the goddess for being a mute witness of the two deaths. The goddess told Padmini to put the beheaded heads on the dead bodies, which she does wrongly by mixing the heads on different bodies. After coming alive, Devdata and Kapila starts fighting on their claim to be Padmini's husband. To resolve the fight, they approach a rishi who, following the superiority of head, decides that the man with Devdata's head is Padmini's husband. Being immensely happy, Padmini starts to live with new Devdata, but the new combination fails to fascinate Padmini for a long time since Devdata starts drifting towards his former self. One day, when Devdata has gone to Jain fair, so we are discussing the summary of the play. So one day when Devdata has gone to a Jain fair, Padmini sets out to search Kapila again. She finds Kapila in the forest. In the forest, Padmini and Kapila express their love for each other, and they have also some physical intimation. Devdata also reaches there and finds Padmini with Kapila. The three people, Devdata, Padmini and Kapila, cannot live together in a kind of love triangle. To solve this issue, Devdata and Kapila decide to start a duel in which both of them die. Since none of these men survives, Padmini has no option but to perform sati. Here, the main plot ends. It is followed by the story of the subplot where the dramatist talks about the fate of the hero of the subplot, that is Hayavadana. The subplot of the play is very much significant as it contributes towards the development of the action of the play in its own way. This is the end of the first part of my lecture. I will discuss the second part of my lecture in the next video. Thank you.